No justice. No justice. It was Zora Neale Hurston who said, and I quote, "If you're silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it." We've assembled in this hallowed ground today to say we will be silent no more. That we subpoena the conscience of America because America, like Alabama, is suffering from a schizophrenic personality. On one hand, you shout when Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown, but you're silent when a brother who looks like him is being killed. On one hand, you shout when Tommy Tuberville goes to the SEC, but you're silent when he partners with the party that is holding our people down. On one hand, you shout when you move over 280. But I came to make an announcement. If you don't fight about what's happening in the 35208, it's going to bleed over into the 35242. We have quoted that this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. But when this land is not my home, that one statement poses a tale of two Americas. That when this land is not my home, I can't be free in a place that I do not own. So since I can't be free in this land, it's time for me to be brave in this land. And I come to suggest that as you stand in this crowded space, on my left, I hold my oldest son, who I love with all of my heart. On my right, I am flanked by my father, who made me everything that I am. When you kill my daddy, you take my history. When you kill my son, you rob me of my future. And we came to declare you can't have my history and you can't have my future. I come to make an announcement that we come to take our history back and we come to take our future back. Behind you is a plaque that bears the name of my grandfather, Bishop Calvin Woods. This street adjacent from you is Abraham Woods Jr. Boulevard, my great uncle. I stand on the shoulders of giants. And as I stand here, I cannot possess double consciousness. That just because I'm surrounded by people of all ethnicities, I give you a pass. And my question to white America and those who have been on the sidelines, are you angry at this or that? Because this and that aren't the same thing. This is the picture of a knee in a man's neck. That is a foot on my neck because of the criminal justice system. And I would like to submit to you, although it sounds good, stop saying that the criminal justice system is broke. It's not broken. It's working exactly how they designed it to be. No justice. No justice. I have to be honest with you that within me is an anthropological duality. That within me dwells two people. There's a part of me that wants to be Martin and say we shall overcome. But then there's another side of me that wants to be Malcolm and say tear something up. There's a part of me that wants to say we need peace. But I have to understand it was peace that changed our life. In closing, public killings isn't anything new. I'm reminded of a brother I knew from down the way, a perfect Palestinian Jew named Jesus, who was not doing anything wrong. He just didn't fit into their box. They devised the plot to kill him. And once they captured him, because the people in his circle sold him out, they captured him and they did three things that I want to leave with you as a margin of hope to those who are hurting. The first thing they did was put a crown of thorns on his head. And I want to speak to everybody listening. Although we're going through a difficult, arduous time, you will not lose your mind. After they put a crown of thorns on his hands, they pierced him in his hands. They pierced him in his feet. And hands are a euphemism or a metaphor for productivity. I want to speak that we will prosper during a pandemic. that in what world do we have to fight corona and corruption, pandemic police and cricket politicians? I came to make an announcement in the words of that beautiful prophet Kendrick Lamar, we gon' be all right. In closing, after they put a crown of thorns on his head, after they pierced him in his hands, after they pierced him in his feet, the last thing they did was pierce him in his side. And when they pierced him in his side, the sac that surrounded his heart began to bleed blood and water. And the last sign to know you are destined for greatness is when you have the ability to stand with a broken heart. And I came to submit to somebody watching and listening that what you're going through won't break you, it won't kill you. And in the words of Nino Brown, am I my brother's keeper?